Have you ever opened an email and felt like it was just for you? That was no accident. Today, we're going to dive deep into the art of writing emails that not only get opened, but make each person on your list feel like you're talking to them. It's time to transform your email game. So, for those of you who do not know who I am Tonia Smith, and I teach digital marketers, coaches, course creators how to cut through the noise and create meaningful dialogues with their audience. So, we're going to dive deep into the topics of subject lines, how to get them to grab attention of our audience, learn the secret sauce of the power of one, and we're going to dive into some storytelling, how that can elevate your content from good to unforgettable. And hey, if you're looking to step up your email strategy even further, make sure you grab my free guide. It's below the top 9 email marketing mistakes to avoid. And it is packed with tips to take your emails from the spam folder into the spotlight. Hey, so we're going to kick things off with your email's first impression, and that is your subject line. Now, your subject line is the make or break moment. This is where people will be scrolling through their email list of hundreds of emails and they're going to stop on yours. Why? Because you are going to create a subject line that evokes curiosity, maybe has a dash of fun, a sense of urgency, and having that right blend is going to make your audience want to stop and open your email. Now, I'm going to share a few of my email subject lines that have gotten high open rates, and I'm going to break them down for you so you can kind of understand why my audience particularly enjoyed these. So I want to give you a couple examples of a subject line that my audience enjoyed and opened, and I got a high open rate. So one of them is, I know I shouldn't gossip. Now, we can't help as humans to want to know what behind the scenes, maybe something that no one else knows. And so that got a high open rate because I was evoking some curiosity, some psychology there. And once they opened, it related, right? The message inside related. I didn't write a subject line just to get them to open. I wrote it, I continued on inside with a story. The next one I did that I picked out for my list was let's plan your March content together. Now, I chose this one to share with you. It got a high open rate because my audience are people who create content. And because I've refined my audience to the people that have problems that I have solutions for, then that was a subject line that got their attention. The other one I had to share with you today, create videos equals make your brain grow. And again, my audience is content creators. And so they want to create videos or learn to create videos. And it created a little like, how does creating videos make your brain grow? Right. And so that seemed to resonate. Now, I want to go back to the idea of creating subject lines. You want to create them to your audience, make sure they are going to resonate with them, but you're going to also want to create some curiosity. But most importantly, they should always relate to what's inside, right? If you create curiosity and people open it and they find there's really nothing related to the topic or the subject line, they're going to get used to that and they're going to quit opening. So make sure it's very connected. So the next thing I want to talk about is the power of one. This is such a powerful strategy, and you're going to want to always write as if you're talking to one person. And I don't care how many people are on your list. If you have 10 or 10,000, this approach is going to transform your emails from broadcasts, which a broadcast is one email goes to many, into an intimate conversation. Having that in your mind, your readers will feel uniquely seen. And when someone feels seen, if they feel understood, if you have done the work of writing to that one person, understanding their problems, understanding the struggles they're going through, and write in a way that you are offering the solution, they're going to resonate. They're going to feel connected and they're going to take action. So, for an example, subject line that starts out, hey, I thought of you when I saw this. This makes someone go, oh, she thought of me. He thought of me. You open it and it resonates. You're speaking to one person. If you put that subject line, I thought of you when I saw this, and you open it and your reader opens it and it's obvious you're speaking to a group. I want you to put yourself in a situation where maybe you're in a place where there's a speaker and the speaker is speaking to everyone, right? And you're over there in the corner talking to your friend because nobody's really noticing. You're not paying attention to the speaker because you know that speaker is talking to everybody. However, if I'm in a conversation with you and I'm looking you in the eye, you're not going to be over there whispering to your friend. You're going to be paying attention. And that is the power of one. Okay. And then last but not least is the magic of storytelling. Stories not only entertain, but they connect and convert. A story can transport your reader and forge a deeper bond between you and your audience. I wrote an email one time and the subject line was horses and dirty diapers. Now, I told a story about the great grandkids and my horses, and I led them to a video that I created that where I was on my horse. So it all connected, and I got one of the highest open rates and click-through rates. And so I'm sharing that with you to help you broaden your mind, have fun with it, make sure it resonates with your audience, and use an analyzer to check it. So make sure you have all the things that should be in a subject line. And then make sure you're speaking when you write your email, you're writing to that one person, not to a group. And make sure you double check and you read your email so you can go, okay, that does sound like it's talking to one person. And then the last but not least is telling a story. Everyone is used to opening an email and hearing a sales pitch. So you need to be different. Set yourself a little bit outside of the norm. Think outside the box a little bit. Like I said, I had a horses and dirty diaper subject line that got my high open rate. Now I want you to know that my audience, I had developed that relationship with them so that they were not surprised, but they were curious, right? So it wasn't totally off my personality. I have horses. I live on a farm. I talk about that in my emails. So my audience was prepared. So you may take that subject line and go, that doesn't work for me. That's why subject lines have to be very unique in the sense of for your audience. And you will know that when you start writing to your audience on a regular basis, what's opening and what's not, what do they like and what they don't. When I first started my email list years ago, I was using swipe copy from a program I was in. It was a more spammy type of promotional. My audience liked that. And when I wrote something very personal and more relatable, they didn't open it. But then as time went on, now the more promotional subject lines don't get opened as much as my personal story. So your email community evolves as they get to know you, and you're going to get people unsubscribe. I had probably one or two people unsubscribe from the horses and dirty diapers. Well, they're not going to get me and they're not going to buy from me. I guarantee you. So I was happy to see them go. So we want to write emails to get remembered and responded to. If you want help with that, make sure you grab my free guide. And it's the top 9 email marketing mistakes to avoid. We never want to make the mistakes, right? Sometimes making mistakes will keep us frozen. And so I covered that. So thank you for tuning in. If this video sparks some ideas, maybe some questions, comment below. Tell me your story. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm going to encourage you to keep connecting and engaging. And I'll see you in the next video.